The Young and the Restless Spoilers. Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today is a beautiful Thursday, the sun is shining, and we have some absolutely massive, jaw-dropping developments in Genoa City to talk about. Grab a huge cup of coffee and get comfortable because we are diving deep into the Newman family chaos today. And let's be real for a second. We have been watching Victor Newman pull the exact same strings for decades. Honestly, it gets exhausting. You sit there watching your screen day in and day out, and you just know that the mustache is going to win. He always wins. He crushes people like bugs and then goes back to his ranch to drink tequila and act like he's the ultimate family man. But not today. Today is different. So let's talk about Adam and Sally, because what just went down is probably one of the most satisfying things I have seen on this show in a very, very long time. Maybe I'm being too dramatic. Okay, that sounded dramatic, but you get what I mean. We finally have a victory that feels earned, and it involves two people who have been kicked down so many times I lost count. So let's talk about Adam Newman for Adam has always been the black sheep, the guy who does the wrong thing for the right reasons or the wrong thing for the wrong reasons. He's Spider, he's the dark horse, but right now, Adam knows what is right and what is wrong, and he knows that what his father has been doing to Sally is wrong, just plain wrong. Adam is furious. I mean, he is absolutely livid about the things Sally has had to go through. She is pregnant, she is stressed, she has been pushed into a corner, and she is being oppressed by a billionaire who just can't stand to see her succeed without his permission. And Adam isn't going to let that happen. Not again. Not after baby Ava. He remembers the pain, he remembers the loss, and he is stepping up. He is stepping up in a way that honestly makes me want to cheer at my television screen. And you have to look at Sally's history to really appreciate this. Sally Spector has been fighting for her life in the business world since she crossed over from LA. She has been manipulated, fired, replaced, and treated like a pawn. But she is a survivor, and Adam sees that. He sees how she has been completely crushed under Victor's thumb recently. Victor thought he could just orchestrate these corporate attacks, sabotage her company, and force her to hand over Newman Media for pennies. He thought she would just fold. But Adam and Sally haven't lost. They are not going to lose. They made a pact, a silent agreement that they are not going to let Newman Media go back to Victor. Never again. Adam wants to help Sally win. He doesn't want the company for himself, which is a huge growth moment for him. He just wants her to win. But here is the absolute best part of the whole thing. Victor didn't see it coming. For a guy who literally has spies everywhere, who has security footage of half the town, Victor was totally blind to this. Maybe he was too distracted by Nikki's tragic situation, which, by the way, Melody Thomas Scott is acting the heck out of, but that's a whole other video. Or maybe he was too busy dealing with the Patty Williams mess and Kyle Abbott plotting against him. Whatever the reason, Victor slipped up. He found out about the plan, but he found out too late. And I love that phrase, too late. How often does Victor Newman hear those words? Almost never. But Adam and Sally moved fast. They were like a well-oiled machine. And the way they pulled off the paperwork, it's honestly the stuff of legends. I don't even know how they managed to sneak this past Newman's legal team, but they did. Adam used every single trick he learned from his father to beat his father. They filed the articles of incorporation, they transferred the holding assets, they completely restructured the board of directors before Victor even had his morning espresso. They made sure that the CEO position wasn't just a title, but an ironclad, legally binding contract that makes Sally untouchable. She is the permanent CEO. There is no probationary period. There is no clause that allows Victor to buy her out. It is done, sealed, delivered. And the renaming? Spectra Charles. I have to talk about Audra for a second. Putting Audra's name on the door alongside Spectra is such a power move. Audra is a shark. She knows how to swim in these dangerous waters. With Sally's vision and Audra's ruthless business tactics, Victor is actually facing a legitimate threat. Spectra Charles isn't just a cute little vanity project, it is a fortress. She took Victor's precious company and stamped her name and Audra's name on it. It is a massive middle finger to Victor Newman, and honestly, it is glorious. So what happens when Victor finds out? You guys know Victor. He probably threw a glass against the wall in his office. He probably yelled at some poor intern. But when he finally confronted Sally, he thought he could still intimidate her. He thought he could just threaten her with endless lawsuits and tie her up in court until she went bankrupt. But Sally was ready. She wasn't just sitting there waiting to be yelled at. She had a trump card, a massive, undeniable trump card. She has evidence. And let's get back to this evidence for a second, because I am just obsessed with how Sally played this. Victor thought he covered his tracks. He always uses shell companies, offshore accounts, middlemen who don't ask questions. But Sally got her hands on the direct link. Maybe Adam helped her find it, maybe she found it herself, but she has the actual proof that Victor orchestrated the illegal corporate sabotage. We are talking about blackmail, market manipulation, fraud, the kind of stuff that the SEC and the FBI would absolutely love to get their hands on. And she didn't just casually mention it. She slammed it down on the table. She looked at Victor and essentially said, "I will ruin you." She told him that he must yield or he will go to jail. And you could just see the gears turning in Victor's head. He was calculating the odds. He realized in that split second that she wasn't bluffing. Sally Spectra had him by the throat. It was beautiful. It was terrifying, but beautiful. Can you imagine Victor Newman in a jumpsuit again? I don't think his ego could handle it. Plus, let's look at the bigger picture here. Victor cannot afford to go to jail right now. Nikki is completely blind. She just had her bandages removed and she is devastated. She is smashing mirrors and crying out for help. Victor needs to be there for his wife. He is playing the doting husband, even though we know he sneakily stole her shares, which is so gross, but still, he has to maintain that image. Sally knows this. She used his current family crisis as leverage. It is ruthless, it is cold, and it is exactly what Victor would do to someone else. So Victor had to yield. He was forced to back down. He had to look at Sally Spectra, a woman he has belittled and insulted for years, and admit defeat. He had to let her walk away with his company, now named Spectra Charles, and there is absolutely nothing he can do about it. And Adam standing right there beside her, that must have twisted the knife so deep for Victor. His own son, the son he constantly tries to control, actively helped a civilian steal a piece of the Newman empire and secure it permanently. And you really have to look at the bigger picture of what is happening in the Newman family right now to understand why Victor's defeat here is so massive. Victor is losing control of everything. Everything. Think about it. Nick is completely spiraling out of control. He is out there in Las Vegas getting tangled up with Matt Clark again, using fentanyl and cocaine, literally driving his car off a cliff in a drug-fueled haze. Nick, the golden boy, is a mess. And Victoria? Victoria is back home feeling lonely, and what is she doing? She is getting all cozy and sharing intimate secrets with Kyle Abbott. Kyle Abbott, of all people, the son of Victor's sworn enemy. So Victor is losing his grip on his kids. His wife is blind and emotionally shattered. His family is in absolute shambles. And right in the middle of all this chaos, he thought he could just easily squash Sally Spectra to feel like he still had some power. He thought she would be an easy target, a quick win to boost his massive ego. But he was so wrong. I mean, honestly, what were they thinking in the writer's room? Actually, for once, I think they were thinking clearly. Who actually believes this is going to end well for Victor? Usually, we just expect him to pull a rabbit out of his hat. But this storyline feels different. It feels like a genuine shift in power. Sally is pregnant, she is hormonal, she is tired, but she is fierce. And Adam is finally acting like a protective partner instead of a toxic mess. I know they have their issues, and I know Chelsea is probably going to have some opinions about Adam spending so much time playing knight in shining armor for Sally, but right now, in this moment, Chatham doesn't matter. What matters is that Adam and Sally won. And let's talk about the fans on social media. People are losing their minds over this. Half the fandom is cheering because Victor finally got put in his place, and the other half is terrified because we all know Victor Newman doesn't just forgive and forget. He is going to plot revenge. He might wait a month, he might wait a year, but he is going to come for Spectre Charles. But for now, for today, Sally is the boss. She is the permanent CEO. She has the paperwork to prove it, and she has the blackmail material to keep Victor at bay. Sometimes I wonder if Adam is going to regret crossing his dad this hard. Like, maybe I'm being too harsh on Victor. Wait. No, I'm definitely not. Victor deserves this. But Adam is playing a very dangerous game. If Victor finds a way out of this blackmail, Adam is going to be public enemy number one. But you know what? Adam doesn't care. He is so angry about how Sally has been treated. He knows what it's like to be crushed by Victor. He knows what it's like to have your life manipulated by that old man. And he simply said no more. So here we are, a new era in Genoa City. Spectre Charles is officially on the map. Sally Spectre has gone from a struggling designer to a corporate powerhouse who just blackmailed the most dangerous man in town. And she did it with a baby on the way and a smile on her face. I am so here for this. I just hope she keeps that evidence locked in a very secure safe, because Victor is probably already hiring goons to break into her apartment. Let's just take a breath and appreciate this moment. It's clunky, it's messy, the whole corporate espionage thing always is on this show, but the emotional payoff, so good. Adam and Sally standing tall. Victor seething in his office. It's soap opera gold. I can't wait to see what happens next week. Will Victor actually stay quiet? Will Sally thrive as CEO? We will just have to wait and see.